Nozintombi, what's the latest?
A very good afternoon to you, Tabile. The latest is that we are still waiting for the lawyers of the injured and arrested miners to come and file that urgent application to make sure that the presidency gets a chance to release the report urgently. Now, for them, this urgent appeal is an important one because they're hoping that the presidency will release the report as soon as next month, which would be June, because they're asking that they want this report to be released as soon as possible so that they can then file their civil claims. Now, you'll remember, for them to file civil claims, they need to make sure that 3 years has not elapsed before the actual incident. And in just a few more months' time, that 3 years will have elapsed. For them, they feel that it is absolutely important, critical at this stage, that the presidency releases this report so that they can get closure and that they'll be able to file those civil claims.
Nozintombi, President Zuma has said he's still examining the report. Any reaction from the presidency?
Well, we do know about 2 weeks ago that the presidency spoke to the SABC, where he said that he is still studying the report and he will release the contents of the report once he's had a chance to apply his mind, because some of the recommendations in the report are quite complicated and very critical. So he wanted to make sure that he had all of the I's dotted and the T's crossed. But what we do know is that earlier today, the presidency released a statement saying that this appeal by the Marikana miners was something that they were very unhappy with, because you remember that the Marikana miners are saying that they also want this report to be released because Northwest Police Commissioner Zukiswa Mbombo will be retiring by the end of this month, and they feel that she was one of the key linchpins according to what had happened on the ground in Marikana. They want to make sure that she's held to account for her role in what happened in Marikana. Now, what the presidency is saying is that Zukiswa Mbombo's retirement has got absolutely nothing to do with them releasing the contents of the report. Neither does any conversations that the presidency had with the National Police Commissioner Reapia have any bearing per se on the release of this report. So we do not, the presidency is aware of the fact that there is this mounting call for the report to be released, and what the presidency is saying is that he will release the report as and when he's had the chance to review each and every single one of those points of the recommendations. The recommendations that was handed to him in March earlier this year is a massive document of over 600 pages that was handed to him by the Farlam Commission.
Nozintombi, you've been on the ground. I mean, you were there with the lawyers as well, of the miners, as well as the council. Now, any accusations of delay tactics, considering that the 3 years is about to lapse?
There certainly has been accusations and counter accusations, but what we mustn't forget is that there has been a process, and the Farlam Commission in itself took over 18 months to conclude its hearings, and in that 18 months they heard testimony from about 56 people. So it's a mammoth task to try and find out exactly what happened on the 16th, who gave the order to shoot on the ground, and ultimately who will be held responsible. Is it going to be senior police management? Is it going to be lawmen as the employer body? Did the miners themselves have anything to do with this? So the issues of accusations and counter accusations certainly are there, but the fact that the president has said about 2 weeks ago and about a week ago in Parliament that he has the report, he is reviewing the report, means that there is some progress that is happening. It's a case of a bit of patience on both parts to make sure that everything goes according to plan. But undoubtedly, for the miners themselves, they are quite anxious that the 3 years will have elapsed and they will not get a chance to then file the civil claims course. It's over 170 miners that were injured on the 16th, and to be able to file civil claims for 170 miners is going to be quite a cumbersome exercise. So they're hoping that the sooner the president releases the report, the sooner they themselves can then file civil claims against whoever it is that has ultimately been identified as the person responsible for the events in Marikana.
Unfortunately, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for the update.